All right, good evening and welcome to the Southwest Study Group Southwest Beltline Project Updates Community Meeting. As a courtesy, we would like to remind you of ABI's data collection policy. In order to meet our promise of a Beltline for all, we are working to collect demographic and geographic information from all of our participants. This information is strictly for reference, research purposes, only to guide us in outreach and public engagement efforts, and will not be distributed to any other organization. And thank you for participating in tonight's Southwest Study Group, Southwest Beltline Project Updates. I am Brittany Brewster, and I'm a Community Engagement Manager for Atlanta Beltline Inc., or ABI, which is the organization responsible for implementing the vision of the Beltline. We have several members of the ABI team on tonight's call. Atlanta Beltline Inc. is committed to creating a culture within the organization that values and advances equity and inclusion. Part of that means representation of all 45 plus Beltline neighborhoods on staff. Staff members participating with you tonight represent various disciplines across ABI's organization and are here to support your experience with the presentation, Q&A, and Facebook Live. All right, so now I'm going to provide you with an overview of the meeting format for tonight. It looks like we are joined by 9 virtual attendees, and we are also broadcasting live to Facebook. If you are watching on the Zoom platform or Facebook Live, you can follow along at the top of each slide, which displays the agenda. If you are listening by phone, I will walk you through that meeting agenda now. Our agenda tonight has opened with a welcome and meeting logistics. We will follow this with the presentation updates on Murphy Crossing Redevelopment Phase 1, Westside Trail Segment 6, Oakland Murphy Connector, Enota Park, and the Lantern Parade. Following these updates, we will host 2 Q&A sessions to address questions and comments learned from tonight's conversation. Again, if you are an attendee, you may have noticed by now your line is muted and you will not be able to share your video screen during the meeting to provide the best listening experience for everyone on the line. A recording of this meeting, the presentation, and all other supporting materials will be made available online at www.beltline.org/meetings. If you are having any technical difficulties during the meeting, please email us at engage@atlbeltline.org. Should we encounter any technical difficulties, we appreciate your patience as we sort them out. That's generally always a new person in tonight's conversation. So before we present tonight's topic, I want to get a kind of level ground of exactly where we are. With that being said, I'm going to read out tonight's, well, ABI rather's vision statement. And what that is to be a catalyst for making Atlanta a global beacon for equitable, inclusive, and sustainable city life. So what that means is 22 miles of light rail transit, 1,300 acres of new green space, 33 miles of multi-use trails, 5,600 units of affordable workforce housing, $10 billion in economic development, 48,000 construction jobs, and 50,000 permanent jobs, public art, environmental cleanup, and exactly what we're all here tonight for, and that is community engagement. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Andrea Ford, Senior Development Manager.
Thank you, Brittany, and good evening, everyone. So on this next slide, I'll start by providing a high-level overview of our Murphy Crossing concept plan that we shared in the spring. At full build-out, the redevelopment is planned as a mixed-use destination that combines housing, employment, retail, and light industrial uses. The concept plan currently includes approximately 625 residential units, creating new housing opportunities in the neighborhood along this segment of the Beltline Trail. In addition, the project contemplates roughly 256,000 square feet of commercial space comprised of office, retail, and again, light industrial usage. The goal is to create a development that supports new and existing residents and generates jobs, entrepreneurial opportunities, neighborhood serving retail, and long-term economic activity. So while this represents the ultimate vision for the site, development will occur incrementally through multiple phases to align with infrastructure needs, market demand, and community priorities. Next slide. To bring that vision to life, Murphy Crossing is planned to be delivered through at least 5 phases of development. So phase 1, we began this summer, and it serves as the foundation for what's to come in subsequent phases. So this first phase focuses on 4 main areas. It includes most demolition activities across the site, removing existing structures that are no longer needed while preparing development parcels for future phases. Second, phase 1 centers on the adaptive reuse of 2 buildings, the Archives building and the curved brick egg building that's located along the Beltline Trail. Third, we'll advance key roadway and pedestrian improvements that improve circulation and connectivity throughout the site. And then fourth, we'll install a stormwater park that's designed to handle the majority of the site's stormwater needs while also creating a meaningful open space amenity. So the figure that you see in the center of the screen that's labeled structure retention, and it has the orange and green buildings or green shading. The orange denotes those buildings that are planned for demolition that I spoke of, and the green represents those buildings that are planned for adaptive reuse. So again, it's the brick building along the trail, the Archives building, and then the Old State Farmers Market and warehouse, shed, and building that are located in the center of the site. So to the right of the screen in that phase 1 graphic, the purple denotes the buildings initially that we'll do adaptive reuse on. The green is the stormwater park and open space, and the yellow again represents those areas where we'll have those right-of-way and circulation improvements. So an important milestone in advancing phase 1 has been the Special Administrative Permit, or SAP process. So our SAP application requested approval for the complete demolition and removal of 8 existing buildings, along with partial demolition of those 2 additional structures that will ultimately be adaptively reused and incorporated into the redevelopment. So last month, our project received conditional approval for vertical-only demolition activities. This approval allows our team to move forward with demolition planning while additional redevelopment details continue to be refined. So the SAP review process will continue as vertical redevelopment documents are submitted for future project components. Community engagement will always remain an important part of the process as, again, those future vertical development phases move forward. So turning to demolition and implementation, the project team is currently working to procure a demolition contractor. An invitation to bid was advertised earlier this summer, and we are working through the procurement and contracting processes. Simultaneously, the team is working on demolition permitting activities such as lot consolidation, completion of pre-demolition environmental work, and submission of final demolition plans. The current schedule anticipates demolition beginning this fall, with work expected to take approximately 5 months to complete. Importantly, those demolition activities are expected to remain largely self-contained within the project site. At this time, we don't anticipate significant disruption to traffic or access along Sylvan Road or Warner Street. Our demolition strategy emphasizes sustainability wherever possible. So materials will be scrapped or salvaged when feasible to reduce waste and to maximize reuse opportunities. Also, security will remain a priority throughout the process, with the site perimeter secured both before and after demolition. Looking ahead, there are 4 key steps for phase 1. So 1, we'll continue advancing the design of those 2 adaptive reuse buildings in the stormwater park. We'll complete demolition of the existing structures that I noted were identified for removal. We'll begin phase 1 horizontal infrastructure improvements, including our roads, utilities, site access, and pedestrian connections. And then we'll initiate vertical construction within the adaptive reuse buildings, bringing the first visible redevelopment activity to life. So we will definitely share more information as we solidify those details around demolition activity in our phase 1 design, and appreciate the opportunity to give you all this update this evening. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrea Greco. I am with Route Design Studio. I'm the project manager and landscape architect working on the Westside Trail Segment 6. Next slide. This trail segment is a little over a half of a mile. It is part of the former rail corridor. And for reference, it's located south of I-20, which you can see in the map here, and just west of 85 in the West End neighborhood near Westview. On the southeast end of the project is the Lee and White complex, and also that segment of the Westside Trail that's already built. And on the northwest side is Gordon White Park and another segment of existing Westside Trail, and there's also a Kroger in that area as well. Next slide. Here's an enlargement of the area and a rendering to give you some more detail. On the northwest side, you can see where the trail spur currently connects over, and it's just opposite Gordon White Park. We are going to be creating a new trail and enlarging this trail intersection to come south, right there up in the left-hand corner, and come down with our standard 14-foot wide multi-use trail, concrete with a stripe down the middle, like you are familiar with in other sections of the trail. And this trail will also have lights and cameras, as do most of the other segments along the corridor. We will be addressing much of the stormwater with bioswales in this area as well. Coming further down, we are going through an area that is adjacent to apartment complexes and commercial complexes, potentially some areas of redevelopment as well. There are some adjacent grade changes, so we will be using retaining walls extensively along the side of the corridor, and you can see that on the bottom right image of the section with that retaining wall that helps us level out the slope for the trail. Next slide. Coming a little further south and east, we pass along a building that there's some existing businesses in there already, the commercial complex that's labeled there. And the trail keeps going. There are some tie-ins to that facility as well in this area. More of the standard retaining wall that'll have a granite finish on it, and it will have a stainless steel guardrail on top to protect users from the drop-off in this area. Coming further south, we come down, and the trail angles over a little bit, and we come towards the Lawton Street intersection, where currently you can kind of see it and see this area. There's a ramp at Lawton Street that's existing that will continue to exist in this area. The trail will come under Lawton Street and will come out the other side, and we are reworking the area to connect into the existing ramp and the existing trail so that there's a smooth transition between all these entities. The trail will also have a great deal of landscaping, a combination of native and adapted plants, planting trees in correlation with the arboretum that the Beltline is known for at this point. And as I mentioned, bioswales to address water, lights and cameras to address safety and use for when it gets dark out there as well. Next slide. Here we have some renderings of what the trail will look like. This is on the northwest side of the trail, not far from Gordon White Park, which is off screen, off to your left there. This is that existing spur that heads over that way, and you can see how it'll be enlarged and come together to just create a unified corridor. Next slide. This is back at the other end of the trail. This is the southeast side, and we are looking from above, looking towards Lawton Street, which is the street in the background, and you can see the trail going under that. You can see that existing ramp over to the left there and how we will tie that in with a plaza with some seating at that area where you can wait for people, make a plan to go for a walk, that kind of thing, and safely get on the main corridor. And you can see the dense amount of plantings that'll be included in the project as well. Next slide. This image is in the same location, just looking a little bit closer in, so you can see how that trail extends through under the Lawton Street overpass in that area, and you've got a clear view. It's pretty open in there. There'll be some more retaining walls on either side of that to address the slopes underneath the overpass as well. But it'll all be uniform and coherent and get you where you need to go and keep going. So right now, we are in the permitting phase of the project. We've submitted this month. We are planning on going to bidding this fall, and it likely will be a two-step process with soliciting for quals and then getting hard numbers of bids from the contractors. Then going to construction by spring 2027 through about spring of 2028. So we're on track to get this done as quickly as we can. Next after me, Carly Rickles with Martin Rickles Studio will be talking.
Thanks, Andrea. I'm Carly Rickles with Martin Rickles Studio. I'm a landscape architect and the design lead of the Oakland Murphy Connector Trail. And we can go to the next slide. This section of trail connects from the Southwest Beltline Trail to Murphy Avenue as well as Oakland City MARTA. It's just shy of 1.5 miles of trail, and as you can see in yellow, it splits into those two sections. It's also located just south of Adair Park and touches Capitol View as well as Oakland City. Next slide. So our project timeline, we've just completed our 90% plans and are gearing up to submit for permit. We have received a permit from Atlanta Parks Department, which I will share a little bit more about why we received that permit in a little bit. And then we'll be wrapping up our construction documentation in the fall and shooting to begin construction in early 2027. So tonight we're going to focus on some of the design highlights of the trail. It's a lot of trail and a lot of awesome other amenities that go along with it. So here on this map, what you're seeing are in green some areas where we connect to MARTA bus as well as MARTA rail. So you can see in the bottom left, the southwest, that's the Oakland, in green, it's Oakland City MARTA that we are connecting trail to. In blue, you can see there's a new public park that we're going to look at tonight that we have designed in association with this trail. We've also got a number of plazas and public spaces that will be coming to this area with the development of the trail. And in red, while the entire trail increases walkability, there's also some key intersections that we have designed safe crossings for. And so we just want to highlight that all these things combined improve the public realm, ecological health, social health, mental health, and physical health. And then kind of all throughout those arrows, you're seeing just all throughout the trail, we've got green infrastructure, bioswales, increased biodiversity, preserved and increased canopy, and are just kind of designing with those ecologically considerate principles all throughout. Next slide. So first, we want to talk about the Oakland and Murphy Park that will be coming to the intersection of Aileen and Avon, just west of the intersection. This is an area where we've designed nature play for all abilities. This is going to be one of the first, if not the first, official nature play landscape in the city of Atlanta through the city's park system. It has a number of large and small gathering areas that may potentially be rentable for events. and just really nice places for everyday visits to the park, some nice shady spots for caretakers or people to take a rest while traversing the trail. And of course, it also brings access to nature. And so, yeah, we just really want to emphasize that we've prioritized thinking about play areas for a number of different age groups, and want it to feel like a welcoming place for people to have access to nature. And so with that, we're going to jump right into some questions that we have for the audience. So everyone should be able to take a photo with your phone of this QR code. And as you answer these questions, they're going to show up on the screen. So we would love the participation of you all from the audience. And it looks like there's a code, use code 87148913 to join. So first question, is what neighborhood do you live in? So we talked about that this park is near a number of different neighborhoods, but we're also curious about park users that might be traveling, by bike or by car to this area and want to really kind of think about the greater Atlanta community as we're designing this park. So it looks like we've got some people from Pittsburgh, Capitol View, Adair Park, Oakland City, and some other neighborhoods as well. All right. And next up, so as I just talked about, this is an all ages playground. We are thinking a lot about age inclusivity, and we're curious about just what kind of age group, is going to be using this park. We've got age areas for even as young as 0 to 2. We've designed like a park, a walking loop, and a number of like fitness opportunities. And we're also thinking about areas for teens to hang out. So there are some kind of fun group swings and really just areas to sit and be and socialize safely. And so awesome. Thanks for the response on those. Also with this park, there's a number of active and passive areas, and we want to prioritize accessibility and healthy movement outdoors. And so we're curious to kind of gauge, of the people on the call, how often you or the people in your household engage in physical activity, whether that's a short walk, a long run, playing on the playground, just kind of getting a sense of physical activity as it relates to this. We can go to the next question. So for this one, as I said before, our goal is to accommodate a variety of abilities and recreation types in this playscape. So whether that's you're recreating to get here, you're walking, you're biking to get here, or you've come here specifically to do a short walk or play. We're trying to get a sense of what types of activities people interested in this park are already doing to see how we can enhance those, add more options, and kind of just analyze it. So for this question, we're also curious about how far people travel for physical activity. So, I want you to think about maybe on a daily level, are you going on a walk just outside your door? Are you driving to the gym? How far do you kind of travel? And so we're thinking about it in terms of walkability versus maybe a route that you might need to take transit for, or drive to. So there's less than a 15-minute walk or bike ride, more than a 15-minute walk or bike ride, less than a 15-minute drive or transit ride, or more than a 15-minute drive or transit ride. So far it looks like a lot of folks like for it to be convenient. So somewhere that you can walk or bike to. So that's helpful. And the last question, which I believe is more open-ended, I want you to share how you might see yourself and or your household using this park space or not. We're curious about people who live in the neighborhood as well as people who might be looking to use this space, uniquely for its nature play. We're looking for food, feedback. Are you interested in having access to nature? Do you already have access to nature? Do you think you might use this space for birthday parties, to grill out, exercise, all the above? Feel free to kind of just share specifically what applies to you and your household. This is great. Thanks, y'all. Lots of good ideas and insights. Awesome. And we're going to be able to review all this, of course, after the call. So I look forward to reading more of these. All right, now we're moving on to another highlight. So this is what we're calling Murphy Plaza. This will be the end or the beginning, depending on which way you're coming, of the northern leg of the spur trail. So this is right at Murphy Avenue, if you're familiar with where the Life Cycle Building Center is, or the Cut Rate Box Building. This is a site that is right in between both of those. And we really wanted to kind of celebrate this confluence of the Beltline Trail meeting back with the street and all these other exciting things around it. And in this area, we have a shady and lush tiered seating patio so you can see in yellow in the middle, the trail will kind of come right through this plaza, and you can sit along the sides, get some shade. Here, the plantings will kind of soften the sounds of the street and really just kind of form like a nice oasis within the city. The next area we're going to highlight is along Dill Avenue. We're just about, if you're familiar with where Division Place intersects Dill. So at this point on Dill Avenue, I think currently or recently a bike lane was installed. And so you can see in light green where we have this bike lane merging to become a part of the trail. And so in yellow, you can see that's the Oakland Murphy Spur kind of bending around to move west. And we're adding a safe crossing. So we're decreasing the amount that you have to cross and adding in some signage and a crosswalk along Dill Avenue. So folks on Division can just walk right across. You don't have to go all the way down to the stoplight that's just west of this area. You can cross right here, which kind of prioritizes that street connection. There's also, in addition to the trail, some seating areas and what we're calling the Dill Avenue overlook, where you can actually, at least right now, have a view of the skyline of the city all the way from over here. And there's, just some fun planting palettes that are in here, inspired by cypress bogs and kind of ecoregions of Georgia. And then the last thing I'll share is that the dividing planter is also a green planter, so it's a bioswale. So there's some green infrastructure happening on the streetscape as well, with a lot of canopy. So lots of access to nature here. This is the Campbellton Road / Dill Avenue and Lee Street protected intersection. In a second, we're going to do some more audience questions here. So if you don't have your phone handy, make sure it's nearby. And so this is an exciting intersection. This is the point where this trail meets the Oakland City MARTA station. It also has to balance out the need for trucks larger 18-wheeler trucks have to go through here. There's a route that allows them to go under the underpass and to a development that will require their access. And then this also is a point where a lot of folks I've heard, walk their kids to the Sylvan Middle School or just walk this way to commute. So there's a lot of things coming together, and we really wanted to do what we could to design a protected experience. And so under the underpass, we've proposed a protected bike lane. The trail has to narrow here because of spatial constraints. So the 12-foot trail becomes 8 foot. but there is a pretty nice 8-inch curb that will separate the bikers and walkers from the traffic on Dill Avenue. And then as you approach the intersection, the corner we've designed, we still have to go through GDOT permitting. We've gotten preliminary approvals, but we've designed it to have these protected corners so that you have some space between you and traffic and you're not kind of exposed on an island as you're waiting for the light to change. So some quick questions associated with this intersection. So starting out, we were curious, how often do you traverse the Campbellton and Lee Street intersection? So whether that's in your car, I see we've got one who avoids, or on a bike, what's your level of interaction with this intersection on a daily basis or weekly basis? And we're really just trying to get a sense of the kind of anecdotal experiences with this intersection. Awesome. Next question. How safe do you feel when you travel through the Campbellton Road and Lee Street intersection? And if this isn't applicable to you, you can skip it. And so your options are, I feel safe while I'm driving my car through the intersection. I feel safe while walking or running through the intersection. I feel safe while biking or scooting through the intersection. Or, oh yeah, and this is on a scale of kind of strongly agree or strongly disagree. So you can rate if you agree with the statement. Looks like we're stopping here, so why don't we go to the next one? Awesome. A couple more items we want to highlight about the trail is the improved ecological health. So, we're really proud of the amount of tree canopy we've been able to save and build off of here. It's like 99% tree canopy, if not basically 100%, just based on the areas that have to be hardscape, like streets and plazas. We really increased the biodiversity. This is a great addition to being like a wildlife corridor in addition to a human commuting trail. Of course, with all Beltline segments, there's non-native species management, a number of green stormwater management interventions, and with that comes reduced erosion as well. And the last slide is just kind of highlighting our approach to the planting zones. And so these are all inspired by the ecoregions of Georgia. And so we've used the ecoregions to inspire our plant selections, which of course are then laid over with what's appropriate in each area as it exists. And if there's a different ecoregion that is not necessarily the one we live in, the Piedmont ecoregion, we've selected species that are adapted or do exist in our area. So this was a really kind of fun way to select the planting areas. And thanks so much for listening. Next, Enota Park.
All right. So this will be brief, but hopefully exciting to some of you. So brief overhead. Enota Park, a lot of us know where this is. It's along the Westside Trail. It started out as a really small, what we called a tot lot for many years, on a residential street. And it wasn't directly attached to anything but Enota Place. Wasn't connected to the Beltline. And we have since pieced together 3 pieces of property along the Beltline to create a larger park. So right now, instead of the tiny tot lot, we are sitting between I-20 and go all the way to Lucille Avenue, along Enota Place and paralleling the Westside Trail. The design was done by Pond pre-pandemic, actually. We finished it, and we dusted everything off a couple years ago. We've updated a few things, and we have been in construction for well into a year, I believe, with Reeves Young. You can go to the next slide. So this is kind of an overview. It's a little bit hard to see, but it is on our website, kind of showing the different elements that will be in the park. The upper section, which has numbers, I think 1 through 7, is paralleling I-20 and Enota Place. This is kind of the more passive section where we have a series of boardwalks through some giant trees. We've done a lot of restoration to the stream bank and the stream that runs through here that you couldn't see because it was covered in so much kudzu. We also have a parks maintenance building, which will be on site, located in the top left corner. And this will have kind of a pavilion for picnics or small concerts or small events, a smaller event lawn, and some native plantings throughout, obviously lighting and cameras as we would do on the trail and in all of our parks. The middle section, which is number 8 here. This is really just a, hey, I live in the neighborhood and I want to get to the Beltline or vice versa. So we have some trees, some fruiting trees that we planted over the last winter in this section. And then there will be access directly to the Beltline, to Enota Place, and into the neighborhood there. The lower section, which parallels Lucille Avenue right across from Kipps Drive. These are numbers 10 through 17. This is kind of what I call the active play area. We have a huge solar array panel and shade right next to our multi-use field, which I think is number 14. We have several areas of play equipment. We have a splash pad. We have a half-court basketball court. And what am I missing? Playground, splash pad. Okay, I think that's about it. Oh, bathrooms. Those are very important. So we also have restrooms and a small maintenance facility for the splash pad on the lower section as well. Next slide. So the update. This is the lower section. We'll start here and then we'll kind of back up to I-20. So what you're looking at now is the stairs that go down to the multi-use field. This will have, there is a ramp actually to the left. So there are 2 options to get down to the field and to the trail. But this will have a giant kind of pavilion, shade pavilion over it with solar array on top of it that will hopefully be able to power the majority of our electrical needs within the park. You can go to the next slide. This is the aerial of it. Here you can really see the ramp. This is kind of a take on what we used to have there. Prior to the construction of the park, there was an access point from Lucille that traveled down to the Westside Trail. We're kind of remaking pieces of that go and connect into various parts of the park. So you can choose to come into the park or you can bypass it completely and just go right onto the trail using that. You can also see a lot of the grading work that's taking shape to get the multi-use field in place. Hopefully we will start sodding in the fall. A lot of the irrigation is going in now. Handrails are starting to go in. Final stonework is being completed, and tree installation will be winter, so probably starting late December, early January of this year. Some of the landscape plants will go in prior to the opening in the fall, and we are preparing all of the conduit and the light pole bases right now as well. So we can, those are the last things we'll stand up before we open this section of trail. Next slide. So here is kind of the lower part of the lower section. And this kind of gives you an idea of where the restroom building is. In front of that serpentine wall is going to be the splash pad. And then to the north of that is our larger play area. Behind the restroom and maintenance building is the half-court basketball, which I believe was poured on Friday. And then we're working with the Atlanta Hawks Foundation to do kind of a mural or some artwork on the half-court basketball. I'm not sure what the art is at this point, but I can share that once we get it. And hopefully that'll go in before the opening as well. We've also got a lot of stormwater to deal with on site. So there is a pond that will be planted out just to the north of the restroom buildings here. Next slide. I don't have a photo that was good enough for the middle. But I think I share in the end of this kind of our opening dates, but this is the upper section. So I'm not forgetting the middle, but we'll skip to the upper section for now. This is the boardwalk that's gone in right now. We've got handrails going in this section, as well as in kind of the overlook to the stream bank that was restored. Lighting and cameras are ongoing, as well as the handrail, final grading, and we still have to pour some hardscape through here, but we want to get the handrails in before we do that. Next slide. Yep, so this is the overlook that I was talking about. This will be planted out. We did get a lot of trees in there this year, but there will be more, and there will also be shrubs and kind of some wildflower mixes throughout here. So this is pretty much done. The handrails, I think, are gonna hopefully be done this week on this section. And then we'll start coming in with kind of our lighting and cameras and work our way out. Next slide. And this is the pavilion I was talking about on the upper section. All in front of this will be kind of an open sodded area with some trees around the edges. So some final grading and some stormwater still needs to take place in this area, and we'll kind of work our way from the woods out to Enota Place. Next slide. Real quick, before I hand it back to Brittany, or before I hand it to Nathan, the middle section, we are fast tracking to hopefully get open for the community to access the Westside Trail by mid-September. Obviously, this is weather dependent. This is also dependent on a park sign off. We are doing this on behalf of the Parks Department. So they have to kind of sign off on everything before we open it up to the public. We don't see any issues with that right now. So we're working really hard to keep on track and on schedule for mid-September for that opening. And the other two are extremely weather dependent. We've had some rain delays this summer, but we're hoping to get to October with the kind of more active section, the lower section along Lucille. The other one might be closer to November, but we'll keep everybody posted on our website and through our meetings. So yeah, Nathan.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Megan. Our apologies. Brittany's having a few technical difficulties, so we're doing a handoff here. My name is Nathan Soldat. I'm the Director of Community Engagement for Atlanta Beltline Inc. We're going to do some question and answer session, and then we're going to go ahead and move into our final presentation with another opportunity for Q&A. So these have been some great presentations. There's a lot going on in Southwest Atlanta, as you can see. Let's just talk about how we can participate in this Q&A session. So we're going to take as many live questions as we can. You can put your questions in the Q&A box or comments in the Q&A box at this time. We have Zoom online and phone attendees, as well as Facebook Live attendees. So let's just talk about exactly how you can participate. If you're on the phone and you want to go ahead and virtually raise your hand, hit *9 on your telephone keypad. A team member or myself will open the line when it's your turn. And at that point, you'll hear a prompt telling you to hit *6 to unmute yourself. If you're online, I see some responses coming in already. you can go ahead and place those in the Q&A box. You can upvote other folks' questions and comments. While we do have the raise your hand feature, we will prioritize phone attendees in the Q&A box itself. Hey, out there in Facebook Live world, if you want to participate in the comments section, someone on our staff will make sure that I see your questions. So we have about 15 minutes before we jump into our next presentation. I'm going to start with the question at the top here, which is going to be, looks like it's probably for you, Megan. Will you put in a curb cut on Lucille to access the street from the trail ramp?
Yes, that was easy. We'll be doing, sorry. We'll be doing a curb cut, kind of near where the Tips Drive is. We're trying to work with ATL DOT on the right placement of mid-block crossing there. That'll be the last thing, the very, very last thing we do, because we'll have to get some road closures for that, but that will be coming.
Okay, great. The next question is going to be for Andrea. This is going to be from Adair Park today. Is there an awarded developer for Murphy Crossing? If yes, who? And if not, what is the status of finding one?
Yep, absolutely. So ABI is serving as the master planner and developer for the site. So I mentioned during the presentation that we are phasing the redevelopment. And so as we work ourselves through each phase, we'll engage various contractors, builders, and developer partners to assist us and work with us as we work through the full redevelopment.
Great, thank you. Next, back to the park. Will the stormwater catchment area be a rain garden? Sorry, Megan, you're on mute.
It'll catch rain. It will be planted with a lot of pollinating species that we've done really well with on the Westside Trail. And so to be planted like a garden, is it a traditional rain garden? That's for the engineers to debate, but it'll be planted out. It will look lovely. And it will capture and hold some of the rain for a certain amount of time and then release it slowly into the ground. Hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah. And then is there a tree loss or gain in the park?
That is a complicated question, but a good one. So to balance out the inches we lost in Enota Park, we had to replant. I can get the exact numbers that are being replanted on the park itself. We couldn't fit everything and then also fit everything we're programming into the park itself. So a lot of those inches went on the Westside Trail, on the Westside Trail extension from Northside Drive, as well as, can't remember where else we might have put some, I think on the Northeast Trail as well. So it is a loss for the site, but they have all been replanted on the corridor somewhere. We do have some really different species going back that we're excited about. So we are extending kind of what we've done on the trail with our Arboretum and Trees Atlanta into the park site. So some trees, we do have a lot of persimmons. We have some fruiting trees that are coming in on the middle section right now that have already been planted. So we weren't able to capture every inch, no, but we have planted it out pretty significantly. So
Great. Thanks, Megan. And just a note, Steve mentioned that he lives near Murphy Dill. I'm going to move on to the next question, assuming I can click on it here. There we go. So this is a question to start, and then there's some comments. I'm going to throw this over to Carly. And the question is, whether or not we saw that City Council is considering adding bike and scooter lanes. I'm not sure if that's on Lee Street that is being referred to there, or Murphy. But his comments are, any ped crossing on Lee needs serious bollards. Avon on the tracks could use a crossing too. Also comment about crime pays, but Botany doesn't. doesn't feature the Lee and White Beltline segment native species. I might need a little more clarification, Ian, especially on that last part there. But Carly, if we can give it a shot on what we got so far.
Yeah, I can speak. So we didn't talk about Avon and Sylvan Road, but we have designed a raised crossing and all-way stop there. So we have, that's one area we didn't talk about tonight, but that we have designed in some safe crossing. Also, I'm not sure that I can speak too much about, the bike lane and scooter lanes. If you're talking about on Lee, we are aware that there is, I think the city of Atlanta has designed a Lee Street Trail. Not sure when that's happening, but that is something we're taking into consideration with that important intersection of Campbellton and Lee.
Great, thank you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go to a verbal question, I guess is the way to put it. Brian, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yes, it's like 3 questions. I'll be quick. So the first question is, I know we're not talking about it, but we need to talk about it and put this on the list. Maybe it's the city of Atlanta need to do it. But right there at Aileen and Catherine Street, right there at the Beltline Marketplace, I was walking home yesterday, and the bricks are coming apart. So you know what I'm saying? We need to fix the bricks because it's a trip hazard and stuff like that. So that's the first question. Is that the first request? Is that Aileen right there at the Beltline Marketplace? Okay, then the next question is, yeah, I like the plans for Dill. However, I just want to make sure that the benches that get installed are not, are homeless proof. That they what that because the train station and stuff right there, and honestly, I don't want homeless laying on my benches when I walk home in my neighborhood. So that's my next concern. And then number 3 is talking about the underpass going to Campbellton and Lee and going to the train station. I'm worried about because I look at Marietta Boulevard and I look at how narrow that bridge is, how narrow that intersection is going to I'm worried about that intersection. It's already, and I'm afraid that's how it's going to look. So, what is our assurance to make sure it does not look like Marietta Boulevard going across the bridge to Elaine Avenue? I'm just because I'm looking at that picture that it looks like it's going to be the same thing, and they keep running into the fence. The fence is torn apart. Things like that. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Brian. Noted on the first 2 comments. On the third piece there, the question, I'll toss that to you, Carly. I believe this is basically the crossing
Sure.
to MARTA that connects to Campbellton.
Yeah, and I guess I would say I would think about it as if you imagine like where the existing, so under the underpass on Dill, if you imagine where the existing sidewalks are, the one that basically we're not taking up more space than the area already designated for the sidewalk and the like drainage area. And so we're kind of working with that space and adding in basically like a beefier curb, if you will. So I don't know exactly what place on Marietta you're thinking about, but it's really just kind of adding protection, but not necessarily taking away from the current um, car lanes and stuff like that. So that's kind of the extent of what will be happening under the bridge.
And Claire?
Yeah, I'll chime in a little bit on this one too. Brian, so we're definitely familiar with what's going on at Marietta and we understand the problems there. And so we worked really hard to prevent that on this section. So we have, I believe it's like an 8-inch tall. We may have done taller than that. I can get you the specifics, but basically we did a tall concrete curb that's built in, and then we did bollards on top of that. And so it's a completely different design than the fence design on Marietta because exactly to your point, we did recognize that we're running into some issues there from a maintenance perspective. And then the benches, we hear your concern there too, and we are using our standard benches that do have the bar in between the benches, so it allows for people to sit side by side, but is not the most comfortable to lie on. That's just our standard bench. And then also just to chime in on a previous question, we do also have bollards going in at each one of these intersections to protect pedestrians and trail users from any potential car coming off of the roadway and onto the trail. So we do have those buffers in place.
Fantastic. Thank you, Claire. Also, thank you, Ian, for kind of filling that out a little bit further for us. The comment about the crime pays, but botany doesn't. Essentially, it's a YouTube channel about bad landscaping, and we got some positive press where he featured the Beltline, or the channel featured the Beltline. So thanks for elaborating on that. We got about a couple more minutes here, so I'm going to try to get to these last 2 questions, and then we're going to keep it moving. So if you have any other questions, please hold them into our final Q&A session. Steve says, I live near the Murphy-Dill-Lee intersection, and it's much better. I now travel through it where I stopped until the new design, which is much better. However, I would suggest a flashing red light. Thank you for the comment on that. And then it is Adair Park today. Is it possible to basically just share the poll questions with our broader communities? The sample size for tonight is rather small. So, it's something I think that Brittany and our team can talk about, whether there's a way to kind of get those out a little further. So, and then, yes, Brian, I got the bricks written down. Falling apart at Aileen at the marketplace. So I'll take that back to the team. We're going to go ahead, and I've closed out the Q&A for the time being. But again, we're going to have another chance after our final presentation. So with that said, I'm pleased to introduce Rashida Williamson. She's our community engagement manager, and she's going to get us situated and excited for the 2026 Atlanta Beltline Lantern Parade.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So hello, everybody. Again, my name is Rashida Williamson, and I'm the Community Engagement Manager specifically for the Lantern Parade. If we go on to the next slide. So just a little bit about the Lantern Parade, if you are new here. It was founded and it continues to be hosted by Chantel Ritter and her crew of grateful gluttons. It is a community-crafted paper lantern procession that fosters enduring bonds between people and their new public space through creative and civic participation. So this parade prompts people to interact with each other, but also reflect on that larger community and celebrate the environment as well. So this is just a living public art form that illustrates how the brilliance of individuals can illuminate the community, and that involves you all. So let's go a little bit about the artist, if we can. So Chantel, her beautiful picture right here, if you do not know, she is a very good neighbor. I can tell you that as much, especially with Adair Park and the other surrounding neighborhoods as well. So she is the creator of the Lantern Parade, but she also serves as the crew captain and the artistic director. So she grew up in Baltimore and studied integrative arts at Penn State University. She used to live in New Orleans, and then she fell under the spell of all those parade cultures and the notions that have creative play as a civic gift. So Chantel founded the crew of Grateful Gluttons in New Orleans in 1999, and she's brought it over here to Atlanta, Georgia for us. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, this is just going to be the parade route as it stands. We are now moving and transitioning into the streets. So if you know any of these residents or neighbors that live on these specific streets, and we'll have a little bit more further detail so you're aware, but we'll be walking starting from, it used to be Adair Park 2, but now it's called Balua Colbert Park. So this new park, as well as we know, again, it's Adair Park 2, but it's now a new name. We'll start from there with our lineup procession, and then we'll go straight off onto Aline Street, and then we'll get right back onto the Westside Trail. So just that normal straight path at the end, but now we're adding the street area. So that's a little bit more walking and more involvement of more people to join the parades as well. But if people are living on the streets, and you see your street name of where that parade will take place, we do ask that you decorate your porches if you can, host a porch party if you can, just to make it an involvement alongside this parade as we move forward. And then we'll go on to the next slide. This is for all our Lantern Parade workshops at this moment in time. I'm not sure if this QR code will continue to work, but I will be sharing the link during our Q&A session for this. But this is where all the workshops will be taking place. So that's the Cruise Lantern Parade Studios. That's actually in Lee and White. She'll also be hosting a few Lantern Parade workshops in the physical food hall and then also at Trees Atlanta. So this link is going to take you to all of her different workshops. Some are free, some you do have to pay for in advance, but I would suggest that you do attend so that you're able to participate within these parades. We'll go on to the next slide. This is just our pre-parade activities. So just to start off, we are going to have our kids parade and lantern parade making workshop. That's on the next slide. It's going to take place back at Pittsburgh Yards as it normally did stand. This is going to start from 4 p.m. all the way to 7 p.m. We will have a DJ there. There will be face painting. There will be balloons. There will be performances by the Atlanta Drum Academy. But we would suggest if you would like just to participate for your kids in that safety, please come to this lantern parade for the kids specifically. But if you want them to still participate in a larger set of the parade, we do ask that you utilize the Southwest Trail as well, walking from Pittsburgh Yards all the way up to the Adair Park 2 or Balua Park, as we stated before, or just to get your setting and footing alongside the Westside Trail, passing a lane if you want to watch as well as a bystander. But this is just the events and activities. So again, starting at 4 p.m., but the parade for the kids will start at 4:30 p.m. and then all other festivities from 5 to 7. This is the path route again in more further detail. And the reason why we want to showcase it in further detail, since we are on the streets, we will be barricading some of these roads. So where you see all of the red boxes, that's where the barricades will be housed. Meaning that, again, if you do live on this street, and of course you'll get a notification as well, we're going to ask that you don't park there just in case of emergencies if you do need to utilize your vehicle. But also, again, this is just to let you know for your surrounding and parking, because we do know people travel a lot to our lantern parade. So what we're going to ask people to do, if possible, is to utilize the West End MARTA station. So if you do have a vehicle and you decide, hey, I want to utilize public transportation, please utilize the West End MARTA station. Then we're going to ask you to utilize our autonomous bus as well, which is our ATL Spoke. That'll take you to Lee and White, so then you can walk the physical trail all the way up to the start and the access point. But we'll also show you a route as well from the West End station if you decide to walk instead of utilizing ATL Spoke to get to Lee and White. But the barricades will be up at 6 p.m. So you have all day to utilize those streets until 6 p.m. That's when we are going to barricade these streets. And again, it's just these red boxes, and this is a proposed street closure as well. So we're still waiting on APD finalization, but for right now, this is what we are discussing at this moment in time. Next slide. Yep. And then to get involved, again, how to become an Atlanta Beltline Lantern Parade volunteer. You could always go to our website, beltlock.org/volunteers, but I'll drop a link as well. But this is just a QR code to scan if you would like. This is just a chance for you to get involved if you just want to volunteer instead of walking in that procession. And we can move to the next slide. And then lantern parade etiquette. Again, as we ask, and I'm just going to read these rules, even though I know they're plastered here, but we all know we're going to share the trail. So that means if you're going to be in this parade, we're going to ask that you walk slowly and dance slowly, no passing. If you are utilizing your bike, please walk your bike. If you are participating in the parade, please have a lantern if possible. Please have a lantern if possible. Again, just to state that as well. If you need to stop, we're going to ask you to step off to the side if possible to allow the procession to continue going. If you do have any lanterns that you make from home, we're going to ask that they're not being flying lanterns, something that you can physically have in your hand. If you do have any trash, please do so and take it with you, because again, we all are sharing this trail. We're going to ask that you smile and wave, because there will be a lot of bystanders, as you can see right here in one of these photos. But then again, we want you to come at the end of the parade to jam with us at the Lee and White. It's going to be a big parade jam from 9 to 10 p.m. with all of our giant puppets, but also a list of other bands that we'll have. And then these are the surrounding neighborhoods that I've actually started. So some of my engagement. So I've been attending a lot of the neighborhood association meetings, giving them the same presentation just to get them updated and aware, especially because we have expanded the route and now it's within the neighborhoods and the streets. So if I have not visited your neighborhood association just yet, please know that I will be coming soon and we'll be able to share this information. And if you have any other extra questions outside of this meeting, I can always answer them as well.
Great. Thank you, Rashida. This is exciting. It'll be almost 2 years since the last Lantern Parade. So great information. I'm going to just take a second to remind everybody how to participate. I don't think we've had a lot of change in our attendance. So in short, we will prioritize phone attendees in terms of raising their hand. They can hit *9 on their telephone keypad to do so. And then if you're on the Zoom platform, we're going to prioritize the Q&A box over raising the hand. If you're on Facebook, of course, you can go into the comment section as well. You can upvote on the Zoom platform in the Q&A box. So the Q&A is now open. I don't have any questions, so I'm going to move over to a raised hand. Brian, it looks like you should be able to unmute yourself at this point.
Yes, I'm sorry. Some quick questions, please. I missed the date of it. Is it September or when is the parade?
The Lantern Parade is
It's September
September
19th. I'm sorry,
19th.
Brian. I did not mention that. So for everybody on this call, it is September 19th. I do apologize for not showcasing that date.
Okay.
Let's put
So
that in the
then
chat as well.
I had a suggestion because sometimes I know we're trying to get people to use the train and stuff, but sometimes the big trains sit on the track. So you
Yes.
have to go around the other way to the trail itself to get to the parade. So have y'all thought about that? Make sure y'all account for that because sometimes the train just sit there for days and days.
Yes.
Okay.
So Brian, we're actually already one step ahead of you. We've already been communicating with both railroad systems. Right now, we have one confirmation, another one we're actually waiting on. So that way that they can slow down these trains and if possible, not stop during that time frame. So we're already one step ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. All right, I'm going to leave a little space here. We still got plenty of attendees on the line, about 19 attendees. All right, we got one that's coming in here. Rashida, the next Adair Park Neighborhood Association meeting is September 1st at 7 p.m. Should we pencil you in for a short presentation?
If you can, go over my next group to email tomorrow. So if possible, a 5-minute presentation is all that I ask. It'll be this same layout as well. But of course, we just want to make sure that all residents or neighbors are available to attend because also we're ready for you all to represent your neighborhood association. So if possible, go to these Lantern Parade making classes and let's celebrate the culture of your neighborhood within these parades.
Yeah, and I'm not watching the chat, but if somebody could put the Lantern Parade date in the chat, and Rashida, if you could put your email in there as well. I'm sure Adair Park probably has it, and they're providing you with their email too. So let's make that connection and get that figured out. Brian, you should be able to ask your question.
Hello. Okay. So I had a question. I know this is a little off topic, but the new kiosk, the ones that they're like the little big tablets and stuff.
Yep.
Are there plans to like install one at the Lee and White intersection, probably at Enota Park, etc.? What's the plan for more kiosks?
I don't know. I don't have the locations directly in front of me. But I know that.
So I can answer the
Okay.
one about Enota. There is one planned where Enota connects down to the Westside Trail. I think it'll go in actually somewhat soon. But there is one planned there. I'm not sure about Lee and White though. I would think so, but
It's a total of 22 around the entire Beltline, but I don't know Lee and White location.
Well, does it have one? If not, I'd like to request that it has one.
We can follow up, Brian, and see. I know we have a map. I just don't have it in front of me. So
Yeah, because it needs one. That's like a no-brainer to have one there, a kiosk.
All right. Thank you. All right. We got a question from Mr. Charles Walker. Hey, Ryan. I think I probably missed it. When do you expect we will be able to use the full Enota Park? Megan.
Okay. Middle Park, September, mid-September. Upper Park, which is the I-21, or piece, sorry. That one is looking like November. We're trying to get the lower one focused for an opening first in October. Right now it's looking mid-October, but I don't know what the weather's gonna push on us. And a whole host of other things. So once we get kind of a solid date and a ribbon cutting date, we'll come out to the community, but the middle is mid-September, and anything else that comes up we'll post on the website. We have to get full city sign off, health department sign off, probably more that I can't even think of right now, before we open the full thing. So yeah, hopefully that answers it.
Yeah, that's great, Megan. Thank you. It's always great when we can open something a little early, even if the rest of the project's not done. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Brian, you should see a link in the chat. Thank you, Rashida, for providing a map to where the digital kiosks will be located. And it does look like, based off the map, that in the Lee and White vicinity, there is a digital kiosk. So, all right. And you should be able to ask, hold on a second. Let me hit the right button. All right, Brian, you should be able to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, thank you for that question. So my next question was going to be about, I know that's not y'all, but the restroom right there, the throne, that was a good idea. So I wanted to say thank you for that. So I don't know if y'all had anything to do with that, but that's a good idea and stuff. And then my next question is there like a plan for, I know we've been having it on our section for several years now. I would love to keep it on our trail, the Lantern Parade, but we got new segments open. So have y'all started like pre-plan about other sections or no? Or how much
Um,
longer will it be on the south side, the Lantern Parade?
Sure. Yeah, let me start with your first comment. Thank you, Brian. I just want to clarify the Throne Initiative pilot program is a pilot program of the city of Atlanta, but we've worked with the city, of course, to locate some of those thrones on the Beltline. So thank you for the comment or compliment. Rashida, I don't know if you're able to answer the second question, or we can
I was just
defer.
gonna let Brian know that we want to first get through this first lantern parade if possible. Last year, if you weren't aware, we were rained out. So this year we want to just get through this one first on the Westside Trail, and then we'll talk about expansions to other ones. So the pre-planning has not started just yet.
Thanks, Rashida. I don't have any additional open questions in the Q&A. Oh, there's one. All right. So the next question is going to be from Steve. I missed the Murphy part, but I'm familiar with the plan. I'd prefer a 4-story building instead of a 6-story building. The way the zoning is going, we are going to have massive density for this area. There is 30 acres designated MCR3 with buildings taller than that. Question mark. There needs to be more connection with Perkinsville to consider how all of this undeveloped property is being discussed separately. There are probably 50 acres of land being developed in the next few years. So I think it's a bit more of a comment, but I certainly welcome if Andrea, Sam have anything to add to that.
I appreciate the comment, Steve, and here you were just related to the mass. I will say this is just a general comment. Yes, recognize not only does the Beltline, like we have our own developments in that area, We're also coordinating with adjacent developments, Oakland Exchange, the ones on Woodrow, and just others that we know are in the pipeline. So we're cognizant and aware of how much density will be in that area and in the neighborhood in the next few years. So just wanted to acknowledge that and appreciate the comment, and just know that we're coordinating and we'll accordingly with our adjacent developer partners in the area and the community, most importantly.
Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, just another comment on that subject is that Brian says that the Dill Overlook would be pointless if you have a 5 or 6 story building. So just wanted to share that comment with the group. And Brian, you should be able to ask your question. It actually went away. Okay. Okay. So at this point, we have got everything answered in the Q&A and no hands raised. We're going to move on to the next slide. And because we have some contact information we want to share with you guys, as well as a chance to provide some additional feedback with us at the end of the meeting. So we talked about a lot of projects tonight in Southwest Atlanta. Oh, I'll go back there. And so we have, if you're grabbing your phones, you want to take a photo or anything like that. But we're pretty accessible with our email addresses online, etc. But we have all of our contact information there. I do see, before we go to the last slide, we have one more question from Brian.
Yes, this was about the Murphy's Crossing project. So did we ever finalize like the residential units, or we still waiting on that? I know it's been a while before we had adjourned for World Cup festivities and stuff. Has that changed, or because I came late? I'm sorry, I was walking home from work through the intersection that we're talking about tonight.
Andrea?
Yep. So let me make sure I understand it. The question just specific to the residential in general, Brian, or
Yes,
which?
ma'am.
Okay. And just when it would be developed?
No, this like did we discuss like the final counts, or are we still like, in like negotiating phase of how many residential units it should be, things like that, or is that still in?
Gotcha. Understood. Yep. So the main thing I showed at the beginning of the Murphy presentation was just an overview that we shared back in the spring, which still shows us at about 625 total residential units. And so that consists of units that are in the multifamily block, that's along Murphy, units that are along Warner and Sylvan, and units that are kind of sprinkled either along Beltline frontage or in other buildings interior to the site. So that's still general. The first phase that we're focused on will include office, and that's in the archives in the Egg Building. And so as we start to refine the residential along Warner and Sylvan, and particularly in the multifamily block, since that's a bulk of the residential, then we'll have better refined residential units as we get to the actual vertical design in those phases. I hope that answers your question. And so we'll be bringing that back out as we go through each phase to the community.
Great, thank you, Andrea.
Sure.
There was a question in the chat, or excuse me, in the Q&A, whether the meeting's being recorded. Yes, Mackenzie, we actually recorded on our Facebook Live. So in the coming minutes or hour, you'll be able to see it on our Facebook page. And then in addition to that, and we can put this in the chat if somebody would do this, we're going to go ahead and place it on our beltline.org/meetings, where you'll see a copy of the presentation and a link to the recording under our recent meetings, about 2/3 of the way down the page. So we got you covered there. This is going to be where we move into this awkward silence. We've had a great meeting. We've covered a lot. You can always email us at engage@atlbeltline.org if you have additional follow-up questions. But we have one last ask for you. If you can take your phone out and scan the QR code. Otherwise, there's a link in the chat. We'd love to hear how we did with this meeting tonight. Your feedback impacts the work that we do, and we're always looking to improve. So this is where I go quiet. I'm going to turn my camera off. We're going to leave the QR code up for about 3 minutes so that everybody has a chance to get it. And then in about 3 minutes, the meeting will disappear. We'll see you all in the Beltline.